Alright, welcome back. I'm now drilling my plates to mount up this plate. Using stainless steel screws. I did cut the plate down for now. So I'm going to start soldering up. Because these aren't going to reach, I am going to run short extensions. So I'm going to get to soldering up my extensions right now. So I'll be right back with that. I always cut off the solder that comes with the wire. put the hole up so I can see it. Smooth out anything. You don't want it sticking out of the heat shrink. So once I have my solder set to max, 2 black, 2 red, where's the other white? Oh, it's right here. I turn down my soldering iron once I finish soldering. When I start to solder, I turn it all the way up to max. And when I finish soldering, if I'm going to pause, I turn it down to 3. If I'm going to be a minute, I'll turn it down to 1. Now I don't want the heat shrink to go on the end where my connection needs to plug into the ESC, so this, for some reason, this thing always takes 3 clicks, 3 tries, and then it works. And I don't know why that is, but it's always 3. There we go. So the bullets are put on half of this already. I'll get you guys flipped around. All right, we have now got the extensions soldered on, the ESCs mounted down. This is the way I did it. As you guys remember, went ahead and bolted down this plate. This plate is temporary until I get the aluminum plate in, then I'll cut a stronger one. But for now, this will work fine. It's strong enough. I did cut the plate down so that it's smaller and I didn't have a big overhang trying to get the fans mounted on top, because this fan here I can't mount to the side because of the steering servo. So that's the way it's going to be right now. I'm going to get the gears installed because I had to pull out the motors to get all this stuff soldered on. So I didn't want to pull the bracket off to do the motors outside, so I just took the motors off, which makes it kind of hard to get the bottom bolt back in. So now is going to be the last time I pull out this motor mount. So I'm going to get the bottom screws put on. I'm going to get the gear mesh set. In order to set the gear mesh with these motor mounts, because this gear's in the way to getting to the bolts, you have to set your gear mesh with one motor, take the gear off, tighten it down, put the gear on, tighten it down. So, and then I have to do that on both sides. So right now I'm going to try to get the bottom bolts in, which is painstaking but has to be done. So that's where I'm at. And then we're going to start getting the ESCs wired up. And I do have another bracket coming for this. It's still going to be on stilts, but it has a top support brace to make it stronger to connect all 4 posts. So that's what I found. Now I might have to run that bracket at the bottom, but we'll see when it comes. I think it's going to work. But for now, steering is just mocked up, so I know where to get the motors set to. So let me get to getting these bottom mounts in, or bottom bolts in, so that I can get the gears on and get the mesh set. So it's nice to be able to flip this back out of the way so I can get to everything just by removing one bolt. So that's a nice little setup. These things, there is bullet connectors here, here, and here that I have shrink tube together. So if I do need to reuse this on something else, I can always unplug them. This wire isn't soldered directly to this in case I need to extend or shorten for other setups, or even this setup in case I need to make changes. So, or if I crash, they'll rip apart instead of ripping the wires out of the back of the motor. So that's where we're at. Let me continue on. I might have to take the motor mount up. So which I might want to do right now because it's only a couple screws on the bottom instead of fighting with this thing. So let me do that now, because maybe I can set the mesh and everything when it is outside. I think if I just take all, I think it's 5 of these out, I should be able to lift it out. I hope. And then, but we'll find out. Kind of like I did the Creighton 8S motor mount, or the transmission, where I pulled it out as an assembly. I'm hoping I can do to this one. There we go. Yep. So that's probably a better way to set the mesh without the car, and then I can put the whole assembly back in. But I think this is going to be easier to set the mesh out. What you guys think? This way I can get Loctite on these bolts as well. Very little. Oh, now it made it really tight. Something's jamming. grub screw on this motor is hitting. And this way doesn't go in far enough. Yep. So, do I need the clearance? Looks like I need the clearance. Let me see if I can find a shorter. It's a pretty short grub screw though. What I'm gonna have to do, I think, is make that flat spot in the motor shaft flatter. And then I'll probably have to run some washers on this. Yeah, that's pretty flat now. Which, if you see, I've now made the flat spot a little deeper so that the grub screw will be flat. Oh, great. All right. So I got slop in this gear and slop in that gear. And the grub screws now turn all the way around. So I had to add washers, change to a flathead style bolt, and then grind down the shafts to the motor in order to get these two 23s to work. So I am still waiting on a match set of gears, because these are two 23s. They're just different. This is a Traxxas gear and this is an Arma gear. So, but they're both 23s. We will now get this installed, or back installed, I should say. So I'm going to slip in the hard drive shaft first. There we go. There we go. And now I'll get the bottom bolts put back on. All right. Got that all set up. Now we can drop our brace back in. Get our screw temporarily pushed through. should be able to plug in my motors now. So we're going to do A, B, and C. Fan wiring out of the way. So A, B, and C. See you real soon. M-O-U-S-E. Mickey Mouse. Donald Duck. So I will be zip tying these all together and then spacing them out like I do my wiring, but I'll wait to run it to do that in case I have to flip some wires around, which I should be able to do it through programming anyway. So theoretically I should be able to just tie those together, but I'm gonna hold off. So we got the motor mounts, got the mesh set, got the motor mounts secured now, got all the soldering done to this side of the ESCs. I still got to put connectors on the other side and then get batteries in it and test it. So that'll be on the next video. I will be soldering these ends and then getting batteries put into it to give the motors a test. So stay tuned for that video. Thanks for watching this update, and we will see you guys on the next twin motor infraction, YouTube infraction I should say. So like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you guys on my next video. Thanks for watching.